Be very brief. There are very few things that Councilmember David Mann and I disagree on. And the issue at hand is one that we actually agree on, that there isn't enough engagement between City Hall, Council, and the community. And so David would like to return to 2-year terms, and I would like to see staggered 4-year terms. 2-year terms, to me, going back to a time when people were campaigning and raising money all the time, is not a good idea. And we already have some folks who are campaigning already for elections that won't happen for many, many years, and it is a distraction. It is something I think we all could do without. And so I don't want to go back to 2-year terms where everyone is campaigning and raising money all the time. However, I also don't like the current system, 4-year terms without any opportunity for voters to check your council. So it's the best of both worlds. You get elected to a 4-year term, you can govern, which is important, but every 2 years you as voters get to check your council, because half of the council will be up every 2 years, staggered 4-year terms. And I believe that most people, or many people, thought when they passed 4-year terms that it would be staggered, just like every other municipality, you know, the county commission, school boards, other city councils, they're all staggered 4-year terms. So this, like executive session, which David and I very much agree on, which is issue 12, puts us in line with every other municipality. So 11 and 12, vote yes on those two, and we're in line with other local governments throughout the state. I also want to mention that issue 15 is very important. It provides incentives for local students to become police officers and firefighters. We want our local students to think about becoming our next police officers and our next firefighters, to have that kind of local representation and diversity. And so that's 15. And it's on the back of your ballot. Literally the only issue, all alone on the back of the ballot. So I'd encourage you, if you haven't voted already, or if you're talking to friends, have them start on the back of the ballot, vote yes on 15, and then come back. I think Don will convince you that 13 is the right way to go, so vote yes on 13, vote yes on 12, which is executive session, and David will explain why that's so important. Vote yes on 11, though you may get persuaded otherwise by my good friend and colleague, David Mann. Any questions for me before I get out of here? Yeah?
Some people that are voted in office will end up being there for 4 years.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, anytime we change, there is this issue where the first election is a little weird. And it was the same with when we went from 2-year terms to 4-year terms. There are some people who got an extra 2-year term, an extra 2 years. So actually starting next year, or maybe it's the year after, there are several members of council who will be serving their 9th and 10th year, even though we're supposed to have 8 years of term limits. Mr. Young, Mr. Smitherman, Mr. Seelbach, and Mr. Sittenfeld. So almost half the council. So this is the same situation. When we go to staggered 4-year terms, there has to be this transition election in 2021, where some are elected to 4-year terms, others are elected to 2-year terms, so that in 2023 we can have the staggered 4-year terms begin.
The Republican literature suggests that the staggered terms is an effort to eliminate Republicans from council. Do you have any? Their point is that the Republicans always finish below 4th. And
there are Charlie Winburn. You all remember our good friend Charlie Winburn? He would finish in the top 5. So no, it's just good government. It's just good government. It's the best of both worlds. Sorry. I don't know why I struggle with that. I mean, you know, if you have a really good, thoughtful, you know, Republican.
So it's not a Democratic conspiracy to shut the Republicans out. Right?
No, it's, you know, it's really, David and I are seeing the same thing, which is like, you know, we love coming out and doing this stuff. You know, I don't know what, we love this, and engaging with people and answering questions and learning and getting ideas and then going back and doing something about those ideas, but not all of our colleagues feel the same way. He would like to go back to 2-year terms. I love him. I think it's a bad idea, but I also agree that the current situation should change, meaning that every 2 years there should be an election so that the council's more accountable to you all.
This has nothing to do with, this only has to do with terms, it has nothing to do with whether there's a district council.
Correct. No districts. Not yet.
So, at large.
Oh, they're all at large, which is so crazy. Like the Hunger Games. All right. Thank you all. I appreciate it.